who this great fight did win. So who was the hero of this victory? But what good came of it at last? So still it is not understood by these children that why it happened that people were killed, slaughtered and there was so much destruction happened, but it is known as a famous victory. It is known as victory. It is success. It was success to them. So why it is like this? So you can find that there is an image of horror. Okay, so it is. Let us talk about the theme. So it is about suffering, destruction, horror of the war, and what was happening in the war was understood by the children, but it's not. What the old Casper has understood is that it's not something very big thing. It's not a big thing to be killed in a war. Okay, so he's just though it is it is shown in his reply that nay, my little girl Kothi, it was a famous victory. So there is a kind of nervousness and guilt found in his speech, that he is feeling guilty, but he is not showing it in front of children. Okay, so he is denying it, that it was not a destruction but a victory. So we will talk about and yes, the generation gap, it was given here. Okay, so you can see that what was told by grandfather. There is a difference between thinking of the earlier generation, that is father's generation, and these children's thinking. Okay, so what is visible to them, what is understood to them and clear to them is that no human being should be harmed by anyone. Okay, so this is their way of life, but what old Casper is following is his ancestors' thoughts, that no, it's just what is told, we should follow them. So there is no critical thinking, we can say that, or he was just blindly following he was just a blind follower. Blind patriotism is followed by the earlier people who fought for nothing, who fought uselessly. Horror of war there. Okay, and what about Language of the poem. Style of the poem. Yes, narrative. So what kind of poem it is? Yes, there is a narration. It is a ballad. Yes, conversation between grandfather and children. Okay, so it's a ballad. Okay, so ballad has narration, the narrative poem or song, and what about the language? Yes, old tradition. Yes, old tradition. Old tradition and what kind of language is used here? Yes, look at the poem. Just look at the lines of the poem. So, as you can see that this is a conversation between children and the grandfather. So, the poet used simple sentences here. Informal, yes. Informal. And small children use very simple sentences. Okay, so in response to what grandfather did, he is also using simple sentences. Like you must have seen that children use simple tenses. We did that. We do. We go. So this is how. This is why. So it's a colloquial, ordinary, common. Okay. So it's everyday language used here. Okay. And dialogues are there. Okay. So it will come in ballad dialogues. And what about, is it subjective or objective? Is this poem a subjective poem or an objective? Like it is a narration. If the poet is talking about himself, it will become subjective. Okay, but it's narrating. Okay, so it's talking about other things. Okay. So it will be objective. Objective form. Okay. And there is a repetition you have found. Okay, so he is emphasizing the irony used here. Okay, that great victory, famous victory. It was a famous victory, but it was a famous victory. So you can see the repetition. Why the poet is using repetition, because he is emphasizing on the irony used here. Okay, and what are the imageries? used here? Yes. So many thousand bodies here lay rotting in the sun. It was shocking. Yes?
The first one is also mentioned.
Yes. So when we are talking about colloquial language means everyday language, so there is no figurative, there are not so much figurative speeches are used, okay? So it's common language here, we can see that, okay? Let us discuss some questions also. So it's also an anti-war poem, okay? Obviously it is an anti-war poem. Okay, and yes, it's on page number 70. What do you think of blind patriotism? Discuss it in the light of the poem After Blenheim. It is on page number 70. Question 1. What do you think of blind patriotism? Yes? Yes. So what are the consequences of it?
There's so much irony in this poem because he's saying that so many people died, but there are also consequences. So here, the blind patriotism is shown.
Yes, to love one's country is okay, one's nation, but if we are following it blindly, means they were doing it uselessly and without knowing the purpose, and they knew it that what will happen, what will be the consequences, but they want to do it because their ruler said this, that it will contribute their blind patriotism will. So the blind patriotism is shown by the ruler as a patriotism, as their patriotism. So so it was not a love, but it was what it was. It was blind patriotism. It was useless, and it brings only destruction to the human and to the nature. Okay.
Fake love.
fake love, and we can say that it could be yes. And other thing is they didn't know. Fake love is something we know that we are doing, we are faking something, but in this they don't know, they're just following their ruler. So why did Caspar praise the Duke of Marlborough and Prince Eugene? It's on page number 69. Why did Caspar praise the Duke of Marlborough and Prince Eugene?
Because the war was won under their command.
Yes?
Because the Battle of Blenheim was won under their command.
So what they did?
They were the commanders.
Yes, they were considered as heroes of the victory, heroes of the war. So it can be seen in any victory or any war that the destruction and is shown as victory or something that they glorify their loss, okay, someone's loss. So glorification. Of we can say evil, and what you can say, what kind of glorification it is. Glorifying the insensitivity, indifference towards humanity. And what was the wicked thing? Why was it wicked?
Ma'am, the destruction caused by the war was a wicked thing, and it was a wicked thing because
Killing, that killing of 1,000 yes. So it is a wicked thing. What they were glorifying. Okay, so they were glorifying the killing of people. Bring out the irony. It's on page number 68. Question 2. Bring out the irony inherent in the speaker's utterance.
the idea is that